And so if you're a fun loving couple and you like to have fun and get a little wild at your wedding, you're going to have a great time with Lonesome Dove. On the other hand, Ariel, what are your thoughts on this homepage? You and I'm sure we're probably thinking the same thought bubbles, but you give us an assessment of this homepage.
So very first, as the first time seeing this kind of, I understand it's a wedding venue. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what to do next. And honestly, the first page, this is her homepage. This should be giving me ins and out. It's honestly what this is a gallery page.
Yep.
It's just a gallery of photos. I mean, it's a very long gallery of photos, which yes, photos help sell weddings. They're worth 1,000 words, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you do need some text on this page. I need to know where you're located. I need to know what you do. What kind of weddings do you do? Do you do micro weddings, or do you just do all sorts of weddings, or what kind of, I need more information, and I need to know what to do next, because I'm scrolling. Okay, now what do I do? It's just a bunch of pictures. I think actually you even mentioned how movement is so beneficial on like a page because it will keep their interest. These are just photos on a page. So
can you scroll back up to the top, Ariel?
This is the top.
That's the top of it. So see where the gazebo is?
Mm-hmm.
Even with the gazebo photo, which I love the gazebo photo, even with the gazebo photo, you could take that photo out and put a click-through link right there, or something just like, hey, start the booking process, or let's be friends, or let's chat, or you could even change a temporary fix right now might be to put something there that has text. I could take that picture and add it to Canva and put some text and some links in there, and like
you could do
a few seconds, and create a call to action or some other information. The other thing is, and this is big for me, if you are a wedding website, wedding should be on that homepage. It should be immediately there. Wedding venue, actually.
So are they a wedding photographer?
Well, you could be a wedding planner, actually.
Because, a wedding planner? I don't know.
It could also just be an outdoor venue. You really aren't sure. The words wedding and venue don't exist on this homepage, and that's a huge issue. Right. So actually, it makes me wonder what the gallery is. The gallery, this page, what's the gallery like? So let's check the gallery out and just see. I gotta figure this out.
The other thing too is on your homepage, you want to put your location, because that is some of the best SEO for demographics. That will help you show up more and help you, be at the top of when people are looking for wedding venues in Texas or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, the gallery is pretty much the same.
So another fix for this too is I see you have a layover. So you kind of have a nice gallery widget that's in there, and you probably can add layover text to those, or again, take the top images and add wedding venue, or just label them wedding venue ceremony, or Lonesome Dove ceremony site, Lonesome Dove outside ceremony, Lonesome Dove. I don't love images that are covered in text, but this would be sort of a solution as you're working towards improving on the layout and things that you have.
The other question I have too, with all these photos that she has, is I would love to see if these have alt text behind them, because any alt text is going to be SEO. I mean, she's got tons of amazing photos. So, if there's no alt text behind these, I mean, oh my gosh, she could have so much SEO pool right here, which would help her pop up on Google where, it's outdoor wedding venues in Texas, or, whatever, you know what I mean? Just those simple things will help her pop up, like be number one. So
since we're talking about that, let's give her a list of 10 freebies just based on these photos. So I'll go, and then you go, and then I'll go. So I'm going to do country wedding Houston.
Yep. Outdoor weddings in Houston. Or is it in Houston or Austin?
It's Houston. It's close to Houston. I think it's Cleveland, Texas, but I'm not. And of course, you want to do some that say Cleveland, Texas, but for the most part, Houston is going to be your geo. Okay, so I'm going to say wedding chapel, Houston.
Yep. Rustic weddings.
Oh, that one was mine. Rustic wedding. Yes, a rustic charm. Cowboy wedding.
Country charm.
Texas wedding.
Shabby chic.
Let's see, outdoor ceremony site. Yeah, so you get the picture with the terms. You do each image, you do kind of want to, you don't want to just copy and paste the same terms to every single one. So with the images of the flowers, you do want to put wedding flowers, wedding floral arrangement, wedding centerpiece, different terms like that. Also, wedding with on-site accommodations, bridal suite, that is a huge one. Wedding dress is a huge one. Lots of couples immediately are going to start looking for wedding dress. Grooms, groomsmen, bride, bridesmaid, engaged couples, flower children, flower girl, flower, ring bearer, all of those little cutesy ones. People just research those. So
wedding photographers.
Yeah, wedding planner,
wedding planner, yeah, all those catering, etc.
Oh, yeah.
She has so many great photos. I would love to see these actually sprinkled throughout the site on the different pages, because I mean, she has like the about page and stuff and the services page, but I don't think there's no pictures.
All right,
you want to keep that interest and just scatter them throughout.
Well, and also
it's really pretty, but it's very hard to read and it's very tiny.
Really, Ariel, you are so sweet. Maybe you're so sweet, because my first I was and Angel, I love you. Forgive me for this, and I hope this doesn't discourage anyone. But this is the dirty underwear page. Yeah, this is brown, and it's sad. Really, and if the poop emoji had a wedding page, it would look like this. So
this is honestly one of the most important pages, because this is about you, about your venue, why they should choose you. Everybody always thinks that the about page is about them or whatever, but really it's about your ideal audience. So this is supposed to work them. This is supposed to sell to them and reiterate why you're so great, So obviously this text has to go. Like, change that font. I'm just gonna be real with you, girl.
And Angel, you are so much fun. You are so much fun, and you have so much personality. And a great one. I'm going to share some things that we never see on these pages. So what I love to see on this page is Angel and her husband's personality, because they are so much fun. I like it when you share that your daughter got married or your family got married. Some of those family pictures that kind of show, even and especially if they got married at your property. That's a great one to share on the About Us page, because it makes it like, our family chose this place to get married. This is important for us, and we're not just selling it to you. This is where we chose to have a celebration. Also, if you can remember to take photos of you and the couple on the wedding day. So you and the couple in that moment where they're gushing about how much they love your venue, snapping a picture or something like that, sharing those personal images. But you definitely have to have images of yourself. Yeah. They can be professional, or they can be fun loving, or you could have multiple. Information about the history of the venue, how long you've been managing it, the couples that you host, and why you love hosting weddings. Do not waste this opportunity to put something so rigid and structured like your Facebook about thing that just says 27 acres near Houston, Texas, and be personal. They want to know the backstory. People book for backstories. This is your warm handshake, and this is slamming the door on that.
Right. This is what's going to set you apart from other venues. Really. I mean, this is those little things sometimes, like, oh my gosh, it's run by a family, or, those little sentimental type things, that kind of, which like differentiates you from, other venues, where, okay, they just have a bunch of employees, it's not personable at all. So yeah, I would love to see some photos on here, maybe elaborate more on maybe about them and maybe about their journey of why they started this venue. That would be interesting to read, like, oh, well, like, why did this become a venue? Or what was the history here? All that. So that would be fantastic. And all those photos she has, sprinkle them throughout. The other one thing I noticed on this whole website is there's not one testimonial, not one review, which, oh my gosh, social proof. And just that, I mean, they're like gold. And I noticed on her Google My Business page, she has reviews. I would scatter them, sprinkle them throughout the whole website, because when you're trying to sell something, I mean, ideally your website is trying to sell your service. So, I mean, if you have your pricing, if you don't have your pricing, regardless, have what you have, but then you want to back it up. You want somebody to say how amazing it is to work with you, how much fun it was, how my wedding was the complete dream. And I mean, when I buy something on Amazon, guess what? I read the reviews. That's just how people are these days. They want to read it firsthand. They want to know what it's like. And if you have them, use them. I mean, if you're not getting reviews or testimonials right now, try to start. I mean, it is literally one of the best things because it's search engine optimization, because those keywords, those are going to help. And those are real people giving real reviews. You can't fudge that. So, I mean, that would be fantastic to put on your about page. And even in your galleries, like you could divide up some of those photos, maybe do like a gallery here and then a banner that has one of the testimonials and then more photos, something to break up the page. So it's not just a bunch of boxes, on a page. Make it interesting.
What I like about this, what I'm noticing is, and don't forget, we have to talk about those social media links. So we're going to check those out in a minute, but I like that you see Lonesome Dove at the top, and then you see the menu, and the menu is everything. It's your navigator, it's your guide, it's the welcome into the building and the navigate you around. So we've used home, which is a gallery, about, which has nothing on it, galleries, which is a gallery. Then there's a calendar, which we haven't looked at, leave a message, and contact info, which are essentially the same thing.
Yes.
So
you want your contact page and your leave a message, which is the way to contact you, to be all in one.
Yes. And you could use that valuable space holder for something else, like a vendor list. And I do want to say, I know some of you out there don't want to list vendors on your website, and that's okay. How about a wedding resources page where you list things about Houston, hotel stays. Maybe you don't want to list vendors, you want that private. So list some public things, places to have a bachelorette party. Those are key phrases that aren't on a lot of wedding websites and are very valuable. Some of the things might be efficiency or restaurants where you can have your rehearsal dinner, or some of those things that don't conflict with you and aren't really a vendor list, so that you can withhold some more value and say, once you booked with us, we give you our vendor resources. Some of you prefer to do that, but this gives you geolocation and those key links that will help you with SEO. So it might not be as personable. I think it's more valuable to list the vendors on the website for the SEO links, but that leave a message page could be another valuable page with other resources. That's what I would recommend, maybe.
You know what I would also really like to see? It looks like they have like multiple locations where they could actually have their ceremonies and whatnot. I would like to see maybe even about like spaces available, and then have like a drop down menu of the different ones, so they could see, okay,
keywords, more keywords.
Yeah, outdoors, or what, I don't know what these are called, because I just don't know, like these different spaces or whatever listed, because then I would break it down so then they can see all the pictures of this room instead of them scattered, because like it's like, okay, wait, which room is that, or which room is this? You know what I mean? I think that would help organize this and kind of break them up.
Also, it would help add some of your packages. So if you don't have pricing on your website, which this one doesn't, pricing is your best screening tool, one of your best screening tools. So I love listing it online. Sometimes people, their services. Okay. Ugh. Okay. So if you don't have pricing listed there and you're using that as a way to get people to contact you and start that, I get it. That's part of how your process is set up. But either way that you do it, you certainly want to list some of those key phrases on there. So another use for that leave a message page, or for not having those various pages, would be that drop down of the ceremony, the ceremony reception, with the images being sorted out that way. But also your keywords are now very dominant there, and those are going to help you with your Google searches and your SEO. But then it also allows you to list, some of the packages in that, even if you don't want to list all your pricing or whatever. Micro weddings and mini weddings and things like that are so popular right now. A lot of you want to sell more of those. So if that phrase isn't listed in any dominant way or any easily findable way, then you're missing out on that opportunity to have those phrases in there and that information. It's another booking opportunity. So already in this $500 assessment, which we've deemed is the appropriate price tag on here, because I think I'm so important. I think of myself very highly, that 10 to 15 minutes of assessment is worth $500. But we've already created so much value in some of these suggestions, because just putting a better format to this and just adding some more of that information and those keywords right there would just probably help book 10 to 20% more, is going to be an estimate. And that's just an estimate. We don't know, but I would absolutely guess that having something else on that homepage, that moving scroll of images and text and guidance and direction and call to action would lead to the pricing, lead to the packages, lead to what is offered here. Is this a venue or a wedding planning service? And I love the renderings or the maps. So another gorgeous graphic that you could have had on here somewhere is it looks like you've got multiple ceremony sites, multiple spaces. When you have multiple spaces and ceremony sites like that, I love it. So charming when you have the little, you know, graphic, colorful map or layout of your property, and it looks really professional. And again, that gets them to fall in love with what they're seeing.
Yep. I've actually seen where a few wedding venues, they actually, you know, pay for like that to be in watercolor or whatnot.
Yes.
And I've actually seen where they give it to their brides or, you know, their couple, since they already own that graphic, and then they can use it on their, you know, save the dates or their invitations. Like, this is the map of where you're going to be, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like an added little like, extra charm. So actually looking at the services page, this is like such a great thing that it's so tiny. Let's see, can I zoom in? Oh gosh. So all of our packages can include catering, cake, cleanup services, DJ services, wedding coordinating, linen, photography, and decorating.
That could be right there on the homepage, and done. I'm booked. Like, that's all I needed to see on the homepage. Let's book this venue. I'm ready to go.
Yep. That means, oh wow, it's gonna be taken care of. I'm just gonna sit back and relax, you know, like.
Do we have the word all inclusive anywhere there? Like my poor eyeballs, I need like the magnifying glass, but do we see the word?
No.
Okay, so, and that's another incredible keyword that could be helping you book more weddings and turn more of the prospects that come here into booked couples. So that word all inclusive, the words you use are really important. They're small, but they're impactful.
Right.
So let's check out oh yeah, you're already on it.
Well, I'm not sure what this is.
It tells you that, I don't know. Is that a contact pop-up?
I have no idea. It looks like you can hit the thing, like hit the date, and you can put in information, but I can't even read this text. So.
Yeah, the font is not ideal.
Yeah.
Reminder to all watching, font is important. Don't go crazy.
Very important. Very important. You need to make it easy to read, because, you know, some people are going to be looking at these on mobile devices. Some people just can't read text. Like, I honestly, like this up here, I have really good eyes, and I mean, I can't really tell what that is. So I think if she picked maybe some more on brand, you know, maybe font pairings, I think that would help too. Let's see. And then the leave the message, let's see. So view form. Can you see this page, or is it not sharing it?
I see it.
The white one?
Form's actually pretty nice. I'm not mad at that form. And then I finally see the location. I was right, Cleveland, Texas.
Yep. I feel like that's an extra step. Like, this should just be embedded on this page. You know what I mean? It's like, I shouldn't have to click on the button to view the form. I think she could probably have this embedded on to this actual page, which, I mean,
and let's
have an unnecessary step.
You know, I like drinking games. So I think a drinking game you all can play at home is, how many times do you see the word wedding and venue on a website? I don't know that we've seen wedding venue.
I think it was only on the About Us. Hold on, let's see.
And it's so tiny.
Actually, it doesn't say wedding venue. It says we have a wedding chapel. Yeah, I don't even see the word venue, wedding venue.
So if finding the words wedding and venue are a drinking game, after you look at your websites, you should all be wasted and no driving, because it should be in there.
I do see all inclusive though. Remember when we?
Oh, all right, we have that. We found that one.
We offer venue rental only, but we have a la carte options. Okay, so there you go.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, they need to definitely highlight that.
That's a little confusing.
Yeah, it's a little kind of contradicting.
But it's okay, because no one can read that text anyway. So
yeah. All right, let's go to contact. So feel free to contact us anytime. So
And
this is where you definitely want to have a contact form. You want
yeah,
to make
wasn't
it
the
easy.
form on the leave a message page?
Yeah, but that's why I think I would combine these
Yeah.
pages.
So, and again, you have to remember most of them are looking at your website on their phone and they're
Right.
drinking their iced coffee or doing whatever and they're
Mm-hmm.
scrolling. So if you're making them do more than like, one hand's worth of whatever, go back here and there, you're really taking a chance of losing their attention or having them forget or having them look at something else and get distracted and then they don't realize they didn't send you a contact form. You need to make it easy, like you're literally spoon feeding them directions to connect with you.
It's got to be so easy. And actually the contact page, a lot of people I've seen just like put up their details and call it a day. Literally your contact page goes hand in hand with call to actions, because this is your last chance to connect with them and get them to inquire. You want to warm them up. You want a cute photo or something. You want to keep it interesting and memorable. You definitely want something that's going to be like, yeah, I want to contact them. Like, okay.
There should also be a slogan or something, Lonesome
yeah.
Dove, and then like their headline or their byline or their slogan that you use repeatedly in your marketing material. All right, Ariel, we are running out of time. So let's check out what happens when we click on those social media buttons up there.
Let's see.
All right. Now, did it open a new browser? Yes, it did. All right. Points to you for having your social media, A, working, and B, easily found, and C, open into a new browser. I absolutely love that. And as you can see, the Facebook page looks way better and it's more engaging and interactive. You have happy couples, you have video there, you're updating it. You have so much good info. Oh, can we go to the top of that and check out that top picture though?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a huge pet peeve of mine. That's a gorgeous photo. Absolutely. It's beautiful. But when you all have gorgeous photos that you love and you stick them up at the top in your horizontal, not vertical, it's a horizontal banner on Facebook, or if you do YouTube or any of that, it's still pretty good because you've got a cowboy hat in there. I love a cowboy hat, and you've got a chandelier, and it's okay. But it's not ideal. If you can't take that and stick that over in Canva and shrink it down and then crop it in a way that's better for you, use a different photo there. I can't tell you how many of your Facebook pages I go to and I see some sort of weird thing like, is that a garden? Is it a garden hose? What is happening there? And you click on the image and it's so beautiful. You can't even believe it. But they put an image in there that's vertical, meant for a horizontal space. And all of your couples don't know that either. They're not Facebook experts. They're probably not going to click on the image to see what it's meant to be. So please be, we get very personal when we want to put stuff up there. I love that couple. I love that picture. I get it, but it's not.
Make it fit. Yep.
That even upset Lexi. Yep. So
I have two big things. So one, she has 84 reviews here and none of them are on her site. Look at that. I mean, that's amazing. Fantastic reviews. And the number one thing about her site, so I don't know if you can see this, how it says not secure up here.
Oh, yeah.
So she does not have a security certificate on this site. So that is a huge thing. The other thing is I noticed her website is .net.
Yes.
So a .net is typically for IT tech, networking, that type of thing. And I actually even just looked it up. .com is for $12 or $13. She can buy the .com version. And I would recommend doing that because .net is not going to do her any justice because, again, people are used to typing in .com. They're not going to want to type in .net because .net, again, is for network. So that's one big thing is I would look into is having her get that domain name and trying to, I mean, she could technically have both and have one point to the other so she doesn't have to lose it. But I mean, for $13, I would definitely have her look into that.
And if once you get a web designer or you hire Ariel to redo your site, you can have the lonesomedove.net leading over to lonesomedovecleveland.com.
Yep. So it's all the same site. It's just if they type in either of them, it's going to direct them to the one. So make it a
nice new fresh one. Let's see what happens when we click on Pinterest.
Open up and yep. Okay. Yep.
Oh, I think I looked at this yesterday and I was like, no.
I think she should post like some of her pictures.
This
I
would
mean,
be
so-
like if you would just get rid of, some of that and just put all of, so much photo after photo after photo and just use this as your gallery. I mean, your venue first, your sales first, your conversion first, your images, and you have so many, it's a great place to put.
Yes. That's sometimes half the battle is getting these quality images. Oh my gosh, she has tons though.
Yeah.
Tons.
And another thing too is, and you may not have experienced this, so it might not be an issue, but I like to make sure that I put the photography credit in every post on Facebook and social media. Some of you are great with that. And then putting the photography link in every single image is really important to me. I want to make sure I love up those photographers, credit them every time, and never get into a big issue with an angry photographer or photographer that feels like I used their images and didn't give them credit. So it's also great for keywords and linking and SEO. And again, you're going to be validating your website and getting Google's attention by adding more of those links and keywords. And again, if Ariel and I could peek on the back end and just see how those images are labeled back there, is there any keyword? Is there any alt text? Are there any links? It doesn't look like they're linking to anywhere. You just can scroll over, but I guarantee you in the back end of there, you probably have a space to put a link, and that could be where that photographer, yes, it's a little more time consuming, but it makes a big impact.
It does, for sure.
All right. Well, I think that wore me out a little bit. We got into that. That was awesome. That was an awesome first assessment. So again, shout out to Angel with Lonesome Dove. You are a brave woman and amazing. And thank you so much, all of you who signed up for the private podcast.